Welcome to the Matching Ideas with Resources Networking Podcast, sponsored by GLM Financial, an accounting firm in Schaumburg focusing on providing professional accounting and business services to small and medium-sized companies throughout the Chicagoland area. I'm Tom Ghosh, business strategist with GLM. I'm here with Dee Reinhardt. She is the social media strategist to the stars, so to speak. I met Dee actually a couple of years ago at an Elgin Community College event, and we've been talking and networking ever since. She invites me to networking events. I invite her to networking events. I've mentioned her name to a couple of our clients, and now I just wanted to let everybody know about Dee. Can you give me just a little bit about your background?
My name is Dee Reinhardt. I am a certified social media strategist. I used to be the marketing department for a federally funded workforce development agency. There was a huge budget cut, and I started consulting when I had gotten laid off. The consulting, while I was looking for the job, turned into my own consulting practice, and here I am 5 years later.
Wow.
So it's great because I have a lot of flexibility and I get to do what I love, which is helping people understand, engage, and embrace new technologies to implement in their marketing plans.
Very cool. So how is it that you do that? What are some of the stages that you work with somebody?
I tend to meet with somebody first after I've done an assessment of their business. Then I help them.
I'm going to stop you. The assessment, how do you do that assessment?
I go online and I look to see what they have and where they have it. What shows up, where it ranks, what their competition is, what their usage is, so that when I'm looking at putting their package together, it tells me, okay, I need to work on this platform, I need to work on this platform, we need to create this platform, and we need to realign what you're doing on this platform.
Is that assessment, is that you actually manually looking them up, or is it a
Yes.
system that, auto bots, and I'm going to look for everything that says the company name? It's you specifically that looks up their stuff?
I look up everything.
Cool.
And then what I find online, so I'll do Google, Bing, and Yahoo, because those are the three main ones that I consider. Then I look to see how it's represented in those particular platforms. Then I look at each piece to see what they could improve or what they are missing. When it comes to where their competition is, it's usually a B2C business, business to consumer. And they've got somebody maybe that has better search ranking with a similar name.
Okay.
Because I worry about the organic, not the actual paid search results.
Okay, very good. So then after you do that assessment and you're meeting with them, what happens next?
I have a form that I fill out that shows the person how many likes they have, how many interactions they have, when was the last one, for each of those different platforms. We talk about what they have, where they could improve their business, where they really need to concentrate their time based on whether they are a business to business or a business to consumer operation, because it does vary depending upon what their type of business is.
Yeah, sure. And so what happens next after they get this great information of where they are? How do you get them to where they want to be?
Then I can either start with a create it for them, manage it, do the whole ball of wax, and they just tell me, all right, I've got this event coming up, or this is something that we really want to push right now, it's a new initiative. They just pay me and I take care of it. The other option is they pay me to get it all set up and then teach them how to use it, and they can do it on their own. Or the other option is I just get it set up for them and they're on their own. A lot of times what happens is somebody wants me to get it set up for them because they don't know where to start. Then I teach them how to do it, and they come back to me 2 months later and say, Dee, I just don't have time for this. Can you help me?
Yeah.
And so then I take over the maintenance for them.
Is there a specific target market? Are there specific businesses you like to work with?
My desire in most cases is to work with those people who are not digital natives.
Okay.
Meaning they did not grow up with technology in their house. In most cases, it is somebody who is normally 40 to 45 or older, just because they didn't have a computer when they were growing up, so they don't know about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But many of my clients have come to me who are in their 30s and 40s, early 40s. So it's not really limited.
Okay.
And then my other target, so that's the age parameter. My other target is a smaller business that doesn't really have a marketing person in place. Although one of my clients has a VP of marketing, and I just do their social media.
Okay.
So it really ranges, but I prefer the smaller business that knows they need to be doing it and just doesn't have the time or the energy to commit to it completely.
Yeah, I can see that. A lot of our clients are, generally falling into that range age-wise as far as business owners, and what we're finding is that they want to do it. They have it all kind of set up, and then there's 3 weeks of great stuff, and then nothing for 3 months, and then something, and then nothing for a couple of months, and then when they do that, and they're just kind of there, but they're not there, how does that affect, not just the Google searching, but just overall, how does that affect our business? What are the things that people think of when they see that before they maybe head into that business to buy something?
One of the things that I look at is what time of year is it? Is it their peak season? If it's their peak season, it might be a little bit more difficult for them to really address it. That's when they may want to bring in some temporary help. If maybe they have hired somebody on staff that could handle that for them, or maybe they just turn to me for a couple of months. If it's the slower season, they can be building things and using a scheduling tool.
Okay.
So there are opportunities available for people to have things in place during that busy season.
Yeah, that's good. So what about that business owner that says, I'll just hire somebody young and they'll do it for me?
I tend to tell them, okay, fine, but let's talk about your brand. Let's talk about what is going to be represented when that young person who knows how to punch the buttons says the wrong thing or doesn't know how to respond properly to a customer complaint.
Right.
In many cases, unless they are as invested in your business as you are, they may not be the best representative. So that's where the maturity and the knowledge of marketing and the knowledge of public relations come into play with somebody who is a little bit more mature in the marketplace.
Ooh, can you tell the story that you, in generalities, that I heard from you this morning about the guy in the Yelp and everything? Can you tell that story without, naming names?
Sure, okay. Sure. I have a brick and mortar client who has a Yelp, Google Plus, Google Places, the Bing Places, all of the settings. The gentleman has some time on his hands, and he does like to do his own social marketing, and I just come in and consult with him on a periodic basis. He had a problem with Yelp because the listing was a little bit dated. There were some pictures that were out of date. He could not get into it, and he's very bad at keeping a list of his passwords.
Okay.
So he hired somebody to do his Google AdWords, which I'm not so on board with those.
So Google AdWords is when you actually pay for
Search engine optimization.
So you're actually paying for when somebody searches a word and they click on your ad, which is at the top of the Google list.
Correct.
Okay.
And depending on how much you pay is how high up on the list you are.
Got it.
So if there's 15 of your business and you're only paying 7 cents, but somebody else is paying $1.07, you'll be at the bottom of the list, they'll be at the top.
Right. And you mainly work on the organic stuff where you don't have to pay for that. You're just using the right words to get them up on those.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the difference between organic search results. It's using the content on your other platforms.
And I know that we kind of veered off to one side. Let's go back to the Yelp guy.
So anyway, so he got into his Yelp account saying, okay, I figured this all out. I don't need your help. And I said, okay, fine. And the next day, I get this frantic email that says, oh, I only fixed my personal account instead of my business account. So knowing the difference, knowing where you're going, what you need to be doing, who you need to be doing it with, what's the right contact. Sometimes it pays to pay that professional to help you through some of those issues.
Yep.
And he will end up paying me to help him through those issues, but it's just a matter of oh, I got this solved because he needed it done yesterday and I had other client commitments.
Sure. Well, it's you're going to pay for good social media one way or the other.
Yes.
It seems like, very good. The last time you were on the original group podcast that can be found a little bit further down on the page, but you had a tagline that was really good. Are you still using that?
I can help you design, build, or remodel your social marketing.
That's what it was. Yeah. Good. Very good.
One of the things that I talk to businesses about is making sure that they're branded across all of their platforms. When that happens, it means that somebody will see you on one platform and realize that it's you.
Okay.
One of my clients changed their icon on only one of their platforms. And I left it just because it was appropriate at the time. But now it just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So one of the things with your business, you want to make sure that your business is going to be recognizable, either in the icon that is associated with that particular platform, or the imagery and the message, the message that you are sending out. When you watch commercials, you can almost always tell when it's a Target commercial, right? Because of the way they do their marketing. You can almost always tell when it's a Nike commercial. So these people have picked up on that branding tremendously well. Small business can do the same thing. They just have to be consistent with their image, their appearance, and their message.
Yeah, I've always thought that, even when I was consulting, with branding, is that it's so much easier to reinforce the message that you put out there instead of reintroducing it every time. I fully believe that. I've worked with clients in the past where, they showed me their ads in the newspaper, and it just looks like a different company every time, and they wondered why they weren't getting any traction coming in. So, well, this doesn't look like it's coming from the same company. It looks like it's a different one. So if you made it at least consistent and put the exact same, the exact ads at the exact time, you would probably get more traction, because it takes a certain amount of views before somebody takes any type of action. And I would assume that social media is very similar in that.
Right. The one thing I want to go back to, you had mentioned earlier, what happens when a client or when a person posts gung-ho for 3 weeks and then they drop off, and then what happens with that is the algorithms from that platform keep you from showing up, keep that business from showing up in the news feed of their followers. People get used to not clicking or not liking or not commenting on some of those posts, so the way that it falls into your feed keeps falling off and falling off and falling off.
I see.
So what helps most is if you think that you can do something once a week, do it once a week. Be consistent with that. Put it in your calendar, mark it, that it needs to happen.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something 5 times a week during the business week, especially if you're a B2B business, do something 5 times a week and get it posted. If you know that you're going to be on vacation, try to schedule something or try to get something written down and have somebody post it for you. Create messages that are templates, for lack of a better word, that you can just throw in when you can't find any other content to actually use. So those are all really good tips to help make it a little bit simpler for you to make sure that your audience is getting something there. And then reward your customers for sharing or posting. Throw out a contest every once in a while.
Okay. Well, even business to business, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. So basically what it comes down to is if it seems like your social media platform is very inconsistent, then they should at least just give you a call and at least meet with you, come up with some ideas, and at least have you set it up so that they can do it themselves.
Yes.
If the next step is, hey, thanks for setting it up so I can do it myself. However, I'm not doing it myself. Can you come in and do something on a regular basis? That's something that you can do.
Yes.
And then, of course, then they'll start to do that, and then they'll say, I just need to just let you take over everything. And you can do that. And you can have that graduated, over time.
Yes.
That sounds great. Well, I highly recommend you. I know that right now I'm doing GLM's social media, which is basically just Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I think that's where some of the people that we would be talking with would at least do some research and see what we've said. And I know I sit there on Monday and I enter it all in and do it for the week. And I know that it gets arduous sometimes. So don't be surprised if you don't get a phone call from me in the next 6 months saying, I can't do this anymore, I've gotten way too busy.
Well, that's the whole goal, is to get you so busy that you need somebody to do it for you.
That sounds great. Well, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Matching Ideas with Resources podcast, sponsored by GLM Financial. I'm Tom Ghosh, business strategist with GLM, steering direction, matching ideas with resources.